ステリーハンターハンド君。
Consciousness creates reality. I'm about to share a mindset that can make your dreams come true. This approach is what many rich and successful folks use. It's super basic but crucial for getting results, making dreams a reality, and achieving what you want. We call this the absolute law. Ever noticed how different people can be from each other? Some people chase their dreams and succeed, while others with the same skills and talents give up. You might hear about two siblings raised in the same home by the same parents, yet they end up leading very different lives. One might live an average life, while the other starts a business and becomes hugely successful. This happens everywhere. Why do these two similar people end up so differently? I believe it comes down to one thing: whether or not we turn our thoughts into reality. You've probably heard the saying, thoughts become reality. This idea, often linked with stuff like the law of attraction and vibes, basically means what you focus on, you end up living. Basically, what we're aware of shapes our reality. For example, noticing a room is dark leads you to turn on the light. Feeling cold outside makes you grab a coat. These actions show a simple truth. By noticing, thinking about, and acting on what we want, we bring it into our lives. On the flip side, if something doesn't cross your mind, it won't happen. You wouldn't turn on a light in a bright room or wear a coat in hot weather. What you focus on becomes your reality, and what you ignore stays out of it. This idea might seem straightforward, but it's really powerful, affecting everything from small daily choices to big dreams and goals. When we talk about things like the law of attraction, vibrations, or making your dreams a reality through your thoughts, some people might roll their eyes or think it's all just too mystical. It's not really something we learn about in school or see talked about much in everyday life. So it's understandable that these ideas might seem a bit out there for some. Often, if we don't get something right away, it's easy to just write it off as weird or not possible, keeping these concepts kind of in a niche group of believers. Those who do get into these ideas and start to see their thoughts shape their world might not always talk about it openly. There's a lot of skepticism out there, and bringing up these topics can sometimes make you seem a bit out there to others. So, the knowledge doesn't spread as much as it could. I even thought twice about making this video. Not everything about these ideas can be proven with science. At least, not yet. For some, the effects are super clear, but trying to explain how it all works is like trying to break down all the tech behind a smartphone to someone who just knows how to send texts and make calls. In this video, I'm going to get into how you can turn your thoughts into reality, how to make your wishes come true, and the logical steps to achieve your dreams. With so much skepticism out there, especially online where people often demand hard evidence or just don't vibe with the idea, I understand if it's not for everyone. If you're skeptical, this might not be your thing, and that's okay. But if you're open to exploring how your thoughts can influence your life, stick around. Let's dive into the steps you can take. Thoughts become reality by imprinting on the subconscious. So, how do thoughts turn into real things? That's the big question. People have all sorts of explanations, from spiritual ideas about connecting with the universe to scientific talk about a part of the brain called the reticular activating system, or RAS for short. But the main things to remember are two big ideas: latent consciousness and vibrational frequency. Think of your mind as split into two parts: the part you're aware of, your conscious mind, and the part you don't think about much, your subconscious and unconscious mind. Some brain science suggests that the stuff we're consciously thinking about is only like 10% of what's going on in our heads. The huge other 90%, that's your subconscious mind. To make your thoughts become real, tapping into that big, powerful subconscious part is key. Trying to change your reality without it is super hard. It's like if you've never played a role-playing video game before and try to beat the whole game on your first try without leveling up. This example shows how tough it is to reach your goals without the help of your subconscious mind. When you really focus on something you want, like being a YouTuber, your brain helps make it happen without you even realizing it. Think of it like this. You decide you want to make videos for a living because you love it. Once you start thinking about it a lot, you'll notice stuff related to being a YouTuber everywhere. Ads for video editing tools might pop up, or you'll hear people talking about followers and influencers more. You might even catch yourself thinking about what videos you'd post. Your brain and body start working together to make those thoughts a reality, kind of pushing you to take steps towards your dream. This whole process is what some people call subconscious imprinting. Your subconscious mind is super powerful. When you get your subconscious to focus on what you want, achieving your goals becomes way easier and faster than just trying really hard with the part of your brain you're fully aware of. If you want success to feel automatic, turn it into a habit. That's basically like programming your subconscious mind. It's the most effective strategy out there. Think about something simple, like brushing your teeth in the morning. You don't wake up thinking, "I've got to really try to brush my teeth." It just happens without stress, because it's a habit that's ingrained in your subconscious. Imagine if every time you had to brush your teeth, it felt like a big effort. Most people would probably start skipping it, right? It's the same with making your dreams come true. If you've trained your subconscious, you'll start to find information and take steps towards your goals without even feeling like you're trying. But if you're only using your conscious mind, gathering info and taking action feels like a lot of work, and it only gets harder over time. You are already successful. To get something stuck in your subconscious mind, the trick is to act as if it's already happened. Say you want to make $10,000 a month. Instead of thinking, "I want to earn $10,000, you should think, "I earn $10,000 a month." Whether it's getting into a school or changing jobs, phrase it like it's already done. "I passed the exam," or "I've changed my job." You can say these things out loud or just think them, but the most powerful way is to write them down. Here's the key. Use phrases like, "I have become something," or "I am becoming something," not "I want to become something." This might sound tricky, but your subconscious doesn't really get the concept of past or future. So, if you say, "I want to be rich," your brain might also take it as, "At the moment I'm not rich and I accept it," which means you're accidentally telling yourself you won't get rich. Try to use terms like became and becoming in your daily thoughts. Remember, changing your subconscious takes time, so don't expect overnight results. The catch with using your subconscious mind is that it's super powerful, but you have to keep repeating your desires to really tap into that power. You can't just think about what you want once. You need to imprint it on your brain through constant repetition. So, you might be wondering, how do you know when you've successfully imprinted these desires on your subconscious? It's when you start feeling like your goals are actually achievable, like it's something you can definitely do. That sense of confidence and belief is a sign that the imprinting process has worked. I've got a personal story that really shows how this subconscious imprinting thing works. I used to be in a band, and when my band first started out in England, we were basically playing to an empty room. No fans, just a handful of people showing up to our gigs. Playing at Wembley Arena seemed like a total dream, way out of reach. But even then, I felt different from everyone else. Despite having just a few hundred fans, I kept picturing myself performing at Wembley Arena. It started to feel not just possible, but almost weird that it hadn't happened yet. Things kicked off faster than I could have imagined. Our band began to get noticed, and before we knew it, our fan base exploded into the tens of thousands. Looking back, I believe it was because I had fully imprinted the idea of performing at Wembley into my subconscious. This belief pushed me to take the steps that eventually led to us gaining a huge following. In short, if you're aiming to turn your thoughts into reality, tapping into your subconscious mind is key. To effectively use your subconscious, you need to imprint your goals on it. Tell yourself things like, "I will do something," or "I have become something," and keep those thoughts in your head every day. When you reach a point where your goals feel like they're just a natural part of your life, or it feels strange that you haven't achieved them yet, that's when you know the imprinting on your subconscious mind has really taken hold. The frequency moves you. The next big idea to understand is frequency of vibration. Imagine this. Some vibes or energies are more likely to bring success, while others might lead to failure. But what does that really mean? Well, everything around us, including the smartphone in your hand, the rock on the ground, and even our bodies, are made up of tiny particles. These particles are smaller than atoms, and they're always moving or vibrating. These tiny movers are called elementary particles. Scientists believe that if we could fully understand these elementary particles, we could unlock the secrets of the universe. That's because these particles are constantly in motion, vibrating and releasing energy. So even though things like your phone or a stone seem still, they're actually buzzing with a ton of these vibrating particles. Everything in existence is made up of these elementary particles. It's a universal rule, and nothing is an exception. Our entire world and universe are built from these particles. And guess what? Humans are the only creatures on Earth who have the power to change or manipulate these vibrations at will. When people feel good emotions like joy, excitement, or happiness, their vibe, or vibration frequency, goes up. But when they're feeling down, sad, or hopeless, their vibe drops. There's a rule in the world that things with similar vibes tend to stick together. So, if you keep your vibe high, you'll attract other high-vibe stuff into your life. On the flip side, if you're stuck in a low vibe, you'll end up pulling in more things that match that low vibe. Basically, when your vibe is high, things tend to go well for you. But when it's low, it feels like nothing works out. Successful people usually have a high vibe when they hit their big wins. Have you ever noticed that when someone's mean to you or makes you mad, you start feeling low? And then, it seems like more bad stuff happens right after. That's because getting yelled at or insulted can drop your vibe, setting off a domino effect of more negativity. When people's vibe stays low for too long, they start feeling worse, both mentally and physically. Think about the big pandemic we all went through. When we had to stay home and couldn't go out much, a lot of people started saying they felt unwell or got really down. This happened because our movements were limited and we were bombarded with grim news every day for months. This kind of environment keeps your vibe low. Living like that for a while can naturally lead to your health getting worse. To keep your vibration frequency high, the key is pretty straightforward. Focus on feeling good. Whatever brings you joy, do more of it. If music lifts your spirits, listen to your favorite tunes. If you're into sports, get active. If sleeping makes you feel better, then sleep. It's very simple. People usually don't take action unless they're feeling good and their vibe is high. Even if you try to imprint your goals onto your subconscious mind like we talked about before, you won't really be able to do it, or do much of anything, if you're feeling down or anxious. For me personally, I like to kick off my day with some coffee and music. It's a simple routine, but it sets a positive tone for the day. The more you have these kinds of feel-good rituals, the easier it is to keep your vibe up. And when you've got your subconscious mind on board, and your vibe is soaring, you'll naturally start moving toward your dreams and goals. This channel will share knowledge in a way that's based on science. But I think this story is really important for success. Some people might hear about the power of thinking and energy vibes and think it sounds a bit weird, yet there are others who will give it a try. For me, I really wanted to see results, so I decided to try out this kind of iffy idea. Sure, there were times it didn't work out, but in the end, it turned out like I said in the video. Many people worldwide have attained greater success than myself. Most of them, whether they realize it or not, use these ideas and keep going even when things don't go right at first. Also, lately, I've been thinking that it's okay to try things even if they don't have science backing them up. In this channel, we deliver such useful information. Please subscribe to our channel. See you next time.